Hey, welcome to the Men's Room. I'm your host, Mark Sparks, and today's topic, we're going to be talking about inner game. Really talking about overcoming anxieties and really building confidence when we're approaching women. Today I have from revolution31.com, my man Christiano. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. So, Revolution 31, what do you do there? What's that about?
Well, we are a company that we are just help guys to interact with the opposite sex with more confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and pretty much that's what it is. We're just like, improving the guy's game. So there's many reasons just guys don't, get stuck a little bit in their game when it comes to the moment that they have to find a mate. So, and then we just step in and help them to build that confidence.
Did you ever have a point where you had sticking points?
Yeah, like a long time ago, yes. I guess it's just a process that we all go through as a human. When we just grow and evolving. And, like when you're a teenager, you have some little insecurities here and there, right? But and then, it's a matter of you actually doing something about it to change that, right? And I did something about it. So, and then some people just don't, or just don't know where to go, or just don't know what they want. But one thing for sure, you wanted to excel in social dynamics, right?
Right.
And find a partner or something, or just whatever, just for fun. Because there's so
I won't argue with you there for sure. What is inner game? How does that classify itself? What do you look at when someone comes to you and says, I need, or you look at someone and say, you need to work on your inner game?
It's the concept of just having your shit together as a man, right?
Right.
So you just like banish and the insecurities that you have, and come across as a more confident person, and bringing more of just more the inner power that everyone already have, but sometimes just they don't acknowledge that. So it's just that you can just project yourself, your better self, in the best way.
Right. How do you go about getting someone who's not confident? Because you've dealt with hundreds of people.
Right.
You host seminars. You have people come talk to you about, I can't talk to women. I can't, maybe say this to her. I can't ask this certain thing. So how do you get someone from a point where they're, shy, to like knowing, like you said, having their shit together, knowing, yeah, I'm a dude, like I can talk to you and not feel insecure, not feel, shy. How do you get them to that point? How do you?
Well, everything comes down to how you perceive the world, perceive the external world, and how you perceive life, and how you wire that in your brain through coming from your decisions and your free will, your decision, what you want in life.
Right.
So from that perspective, and then that's how you wire your brain to actually, when you are in a situation, when you are, for example, facing a situation that you see someone that you attracted to, that you wanted to talk, you want to interact, and then you can just come and interact, and more confident and have success from that interaction, right? So it's just all about how you wire your brain.
Right. I mean, I'm a guy who's, I can't talk to a pretty girl because I think she's going to say no all the time.
Right.
For instance. So that's my mentality. So how would you reprogram that?
Okay, there's a couple things you can do. For example, the way you talk to yourself through the situation, as you see the situation, the way you face the situation, then you talk to yourself in regards to what's the situation what's gonna be doing for yourself.
So before the situation even occurs.
Yeah. For example, let's say a guy who's he's just afraid of approaching a woman.
Right.
And then since you first thing first is to acknowledge that you having that issue, that you see that and you want that, and you're not having the balls.
So that's the first issue that you got to look at is.
That's the first thing you have to acknowledge, right?
Right. Okay.
So, a guy just acknowledge that he's not having the courage. It's just
I see what you're
it's just like, for example, you acknowledge that you have a pain in your body somewhere, and that you're going to do something about that pain. What's that pain? Let's say there's times. I mean, I've been through so many situations, but I also been through a situation that I this is back a long time in my past, that when I see a girl that I want to talk to, and I didn't do anything about it. And then I got home, and then I felt really bad, because that was someone that was very interested in interacting and getting to know, and I didn't do nothing.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm speaking from my experience here, that's actually, I felt bad from not doing anything about it.
Okay.
So that was a pain, I would say, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you have to approach the person to talk.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's, how many times girls approach guys? Not very much.
Right.
So it's the man's job to do the approach. And then you acknowledge that you're not doing anything about it, and then you're gonna do something to reprogram your mind. For next time when in that situation, you're gonna do something about it.
Right. So you still have the anxiety though. So if I might think, yeah, I'm gonna do something about it. I might think, yeah, I'm gonna, change it, and I don't want to feel like that. How do you get yourself to that point?
First thing first, as you telling yourself and you putting yourself in a position that you're gonna have this inner talk, that you're gonna reprogram your brain just to push you to every time you see someone that interested, you're gonna do something about it, right? You're gonna approach the girl, you're gonna talk to her.
Right.
Right? So if you do this kind of affirmation thing over and over, it's going to kind of be imprinted in your subconscious mind, and then when you're in a situation, it's happening, you're actually going to do something about it there.
Right. By continually telling yourself. So what are some things you tell yourself? Like
basically, you're going to just talk in a positive way to your subconscious mind, right? Just saying that you are worth enough and that you attracted person, and on your own way, and that you want that, and you're just going to have this inner talk that you just really want that, and you're going to turn this into a really like a strong desire, if you will.
Right.
And then the more you keep doing this, you start building this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
More and more, because this is how life is happening, right? Everything is happening because from our decisions and our free will, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, I've been doing that in the past long time, and now my brain, my mind is conditioned that way.
Just do it.
Yeah, when I see an attractive girl that I want to interact, when I'm single, right? I'm not single right now, but and then I go and I just talk to them. I don't have any approach anxiety.
Approach anxiety from
Yeah.
that? Yeah, no. A lot of people have routines, ritual, scripts.
Right.
And what's big with you is you teach the natural method.
Yeah, just teach natural game, which
Right.
is natural, being naturally yourself. And
If I'm that guy who never gets girls, being myself means I'm still not going to get girls.
right. When I mean about being yourself, there's one thing here. It's about being your better self.
Okay.
Right? There's a part that lots of guys miss. It's you have to create attraction, right? And you have the way to create. There's many ways of creating attraction in a female, and being your better self, demonstrating, communicating yourself as a high value.
Right.
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 And then a person who is high, like high status or whatever, you always have something about yourself that is good. So you have to communicate that part of yourself, particularly you, for example, right?
Right.
What do you do? Your job. What do you do? It's a cool job.
Right.
Right.
I'm pretty lucky. Yeah, for sure.
So you're host and all this, and so this is one thing that you already have going on for yourself.
Ooh,
and if you
okay.
can communicate that through stories, right? And then you're already creating attraction in the girl.
Okay.
So things like that, but there's much more things that the man has, but some people just they're not aware of it, And then if you can tap into your inner self as a man, what you have going on for you, your masculinity, right? Your dominance, and all the strength that you have.
Right.
And then if you can tap into that part and bring that when interacting with the female, that's when you bring in your better self as well. Even the bad situation, you can also use in your advantage.
Okay.
I had a situation one time that I was interacting with this girl, this Italian girl. She's a really beautiful girl. I don't know why, for some reason, I don't feel that very much, but that was just a moment that I actually felt a little bit nervous for some reason. I was going to a date with her, right? And when she take off her coat, and she has this beautiful cleavage, her figure, and she has this dress, whatever, and she's looking really hot.
Showing.
And at that moment, it gave me this little nervousness thing. So I would call the bad thing, right? Your feeling.
That nervousness.
So you can use that to an advantage. And then what I did is I twist. I said, I start feeling nervous, and I actually told her, like, you know what? You're making me feel this right now, because of this you are. And then I start talking the way she is, that she's giving me that feeling, and then which is, and at the end is a good thing, because I'm feeling attracted to her, right?
Right.
and I communicate that. But I just communicate that was the negative way I felt, but I twist to a positive.
So
and then she started laughing, and then we both start feeling more, and I felt less nervous, and then, you know what I'm saying?
So you found that just being able to flip that, turn that nervous energy and actually, letting her know about it, in turn helped you to become more confident in the situation.
Exactly, yeah. What I'm trying to say is, when you're in a social interaction, everything's there in a way it's working in your favor, but people just fail to see it.
Right.
Even the negative part, it's also in your favor too. I used that. I actually felt the nervous, and I was a little bit nervous when I saw her. But I said, because you know what, she's gonna notice anyways.
Right.
And then if you actually acknowledge that, say it, and then it's, you're coming from a place again, you're just being secure. You're being secure. Yeah. You're being secure even if you're insecure.
Right.
Even if you don't have anything to say too. If you don't have the material they talk in the community, right? Mm-hmm. The routines and the fancy material, the fancy conversation. Even if you don't have that,
right.
If you can speak in a friend that, look, this is what I'm about. I'm just feeling right now like this, but I really want to interact. I don't know, there's something about you that, makes me come here to talk to you. It's how you present yourself. Mm-hmm. So you don't need to bring any fancy routines and lines
because it's you.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you have to do is bring you, the real you, right? And then when you come to that place, and then you're going to start feeling this peace inside, this confidence, we call the confidence, that you feel secure, that you're actually going to be able to tell the best story that happened in your life, crazy things happen to you, because everybody has something to say, I'm sure.
Right.
Something awesome happened to them, a trip they've done somewhere, that something crazy happened there. Those are the routines.
Right.
That girls love to hear, right?
The real stuff.
Exactly. And then you talk that, and you talk in a confident, and you talk in an enthusiastic way. Mm-hmm. And then, and then you create an attraction in the girl. Here's the thing, because we are in our brain, we are attracted to the physical, that's what create attraction in us as a man, right?
Okay.
So we attracted to the physical part first. There's much more the things in a woman that we're looking for.
Right.
But
we latch on to what they look like.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So. And then some guys, they think that because they're attracted to that, they think that they have to look, right? Masculine, strongly, you got
to be the same thing on your side.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but it's not about that kind of, the woman is different, they respond different, right? Mm-hmm. It's more, they respond more to the way you make them feel, as, the strength thing comes more from the inner strength.
Right.
Right. Of course, it helps if you can, you take care of yourself and you look healthy and you look muscular or whatever.
Sure.
But it's more important the strength inside.
What are some of the other characteristics? What are some of the other traits that you would not necessarily teach someone, but like you're saying, bring out of them?
Some of them would be, for example, the foundation of everything. I would say the first one. It's one of the most important one. It would be your self-esteem.
Okay.
Right. Everything starting with your self-esteem, right? So you build strong self-esteem. If you don't have it, there's things you can do to build that. Right?
To build up your self-esteem.
Yes.
For instance.
For example, let's say if you don't find yourself worth enough of things in life, or to have a particular woman in life. Mm-hmm. So, and then you have to work on that. Right, and you're inside of yourself that it's just the fact of telling yourself that you're worth enough. You want a big start.
So continually, just again, we go back to self-talk.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way you talk to yourself, because that part of you that talks to yourself, I call the higher self, or your consciousness. Okay. That the part of you is making decisions, right?
Right.
Of what is this, what is that, what do I want, and how I'm seeing things, how I'm observing life. And
right.
So that part, you have to be aware that that's the part of that making the magic and making the difference in your game and your life and your reality. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this part already thinking here now, right? As you
kind of take it in. Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Let me give you an example here.
Yeah,
it just
please.
Pops in my mind right now. For example, what I can tell here, I'm living my life, right? Mm-hmm. So therefore, I'm living my life, which I have all my memories since I was a little boy, born and raised in Brazil and moving to Canada when I was 22. But this is my life, this is my reality.
Right.
I'm living that, right?
Right.
I'm living this. I'm not living your life or your reality. Right now, we're sharing a reality right now, but this is my exclusive reality.
For sure.
So basically, there's a point. There's a point that you're going to acknowledge this, living your life in a reality. What's everything coming to you, and then you ask a question: what is this for? What is all this created to? Right? And I have everything appear in my reality that was created for who? For me.
Absolutely.
Not for you, not for the guy who works in the store in the corner, or for the guy who drives the bus. Or it's created for me.
Right.
Exclusively, right?
Right.
So, and then you acknowledge that, right?
Yeah,
that you're living this thing for you. So, in other words, we make this as a more big and beautiful, which is this whole universe was created for me.
Right.
Right? I'm not trying to talk here in a self-centered way. I'm just talking in here in a frame of the beauty of life as your part in the life.
Yeah, I'm
right? And your place in life. I'm going to say something for you, maybe a little bit crazy here, but let me say anyways. For example, I'm 100% convinced that I'm living this reality because I have the proof of. But I cannot say 100% that you live in your reality the way you're living, because you don't experiment that. I don't know. The only thing I know that I am inside my conscious. It's habitating this body, right?
Right.
That I'm inside this brain. That I'm living this experience.
Right.
Experimenting this experience.
Right. Like
as life.
Yeah, your reality.
But I don't know 100% you.
Because of my experience.
Exactly. Because you were, outside of me.
Right.
And the only thing I know, you are my reality. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. The deep part of it, which is I'm 100% about myself. But I cannot affirm 100% that you actually exist.
I'm here. I'm right here.
I know. I mean, I know it's a little bit crazy, but it's just a little bit of the thing I was talking to you before. About
Yeah.
Going deep inside of this.
Yeah, kind of just continually.
Yeah, but I mean, then after you come down off this and then say, yes, I have friends, I have family, and then I interact with them, and they have feelings and thoughts, and it comes down to that again.
Right. If you take that and that's how you think and that's how you interact as things are coming to you, it's a way that's going to give you some confidence because you start to realize that you're, in essence, creating your own reality.
Exactly.
You're
That's
creating
right.
whatever's happening to you.
That's right. You got it. Yes.
And in your thought process, so if I'm, again, so taking this back to something as simple as if I want to go talk to that woman and I already kind of create that whole reality where she's going to say no, she's going to walk away, she's going to then I've already made that a negative experience.
Exactly.
And so you're going to perpetuate a negative experience.
Everything's come down to, okay, let me
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me give another.
For sure. I like it.
High five. All right, so here's the thing. Everything comes down to two things.
Okay.
Okay? It's about thinking and feeling.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You're about thinking about things and feeling it. And the combination of this creates, and the consciousness, which is thinking and feeling, and then interacting with energy, right?
Right.
Creates reality.
For sure. I agree with
Create what's happening. And then when you acknowledge those things, that's when you understand exactly what you are. You have to understand exactly what you are, right? What you are about. What is this?
that. Yeah, where you're going and yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand that.
I'm not trying to say here I'm just like cracking the code of life. I'm not trying. It's not what I'm trying to say here, but
on your door if you are. That's for sure.
But I mean, it's just my through my journey that I've been through. I just have this realization, right? And then you can actually, you can start creating your own reality. In other words, right?
Right.
Like every time I see, like for example, like when I see a girl that I find beautiful, and then that's for me. That is, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. That's a good, no, but absolutely.
That's the way you should think, right?
Right.
So this is the way, I'm just giving a little bit of tip here, how you rewire your brain.
Right.
It's how you perceive it. This is how you perceive, how you see things.
Right.
If you can see that way, and then you start making the magic inside, internally, right?
Cristiano, man,
Cool.
Thanks a lot for coming on the show. I really appreciate you being here.
All right, guys, let's take a look at our 5 takeaway points from Cristiano. Point number 1, inner game is all about having your shit together and drawing on your inner power. This is what will make you naturally attractive without having to use lines or other pickup material. Point number 2, inner game comes from rewiring the way your brain works. Start by taking control of that inner dialogue and acknowledge your fears and shortcomings. Once you acknowledge them, you can overcome them. Point number 3, become your better self by giving yourself powerful affirmation of worth and attractiveness. This will reinforce your desires and inflate your self-esteem. Point number 4, turn your nervousness into strength by sharing with her how she's making you feel. This can build sexual energy and dissipate the nervousness now that it's out in the open. Point number 5, you live in your own reality. So the question is, what do you want to create? Coming from this belief will give you power and confidence in all your social interactions. If you appreciate the wonderful things in your life, you'll get more of them. And remember, there's no such thing as failures, only opportunities to learn. And in life, class is always in session. I'm Mark Sparks. See you next time in the men's room.